I don't know why the music hasn't been starting. It's weird. All right, there's more than 14 of you. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Yo, yo. Oh, I should do that. I don't know if I can though. Maybe if I got on that computer. Oh, my phone. Duh. Duh. Right? I don't have that sometimes, the common sense. Yeah, you do you like it or hate it? You don't like this way? Raleigh. Raleigh. Let's do two more times. I think that's actually the dude's name, and then he just stuck with that. One more, one more. 80, great job. No, I mean, but like, where's the quote from? You know? It's cool. It's cool. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Nice. Nice. No teams this time. All right, close your Chromebooks for a few minutes. All right. So we did this the other day. I know this says fifth, but it's the same as yours. If you got a 0 on this, you could still turn it in. It's just because you haven't turned it in yet, right? Okay, so this is the write your own. What's the con stand for? Right up in the con. Control, what's the IND? Yeah, independent, not Indianapolis, right? And DEP is dependent, right? So I asked you to write your own one of these. And I looked at, and there's some good ones, okay? Very good ones, right? Okay, I won't put yours up and embarrass you if you would be embarrassed by that, but you would not be embarrassed? Well, I have a blender in there, actually for blending fish, but I'll tell you more about that later. Okay, so once again, you, the researcher, okay, observe your test scores after drinking Red Bull in the morning. Write an experiment that includes a control, an independent variable, and dependent variable. Remember, I do not want the words control, independent, and dependent variable in there. I just want the story, right? So, Kent, do you want to volunteer what you wrote? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
You have to pull it up. That's fine. Okay. You want me to pull yours up on here? All right. All right, man. I can do that. Here we go. First period responses. Let's go, Kenneth. All right. Oh, Kenneth. I don't know why, but it doesn't have anything in there.
It does.
That's all right, man. Are you messing with me, man? Oh, that's pretty funny. Right now, I just see no words, but that's okay, man. We could get another one. Anybody else want to volunteer theirs? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Here we go. It could be a complete computer glitch there. All right. All right. So here's another example. A teacher conducts an experiment. One class drinks Red Bulls before the test. The other class does not drink Red Bulls. The teacher then looks at the test scores to see if Red Bull really does improve scores. Fantastic. That's what I was looking for. I would have added one more thing, Zane. What would I have changed maybe about yours? It's like perfect, except I would just add one thing. And anybody, yeah.
Would you put like something like they drink water?
Yeah, they drink water, okay? Because we want to get them drinking something, right? I want to compare. Still good. Still a great experiment. But yeah, everyone's drinking something, right? You know, that's what I'm working on. So today I want to talk about water. That's a nice little transition. And I'm going to show you a clip from a show that literally has blown me away. And the show is called One Strange Rock. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. It is on, it was on, well, I don't know if it's on Netflix. I know you can find it on Disney Plus. It is from the National Geographic Channel. It stars Will Smith, and it's all about, basically they took these guys that were from, on the International Space Station. You guys familiar with the International Space Station? And the International Space Station, and they hold on a second, I gotta pause, I can't multitask here. And they basically talked about what's the view from the Earth, okay? What's happening, you know, on Earth from the International Space Station. So they interview these guys. Will Smith is kind of your host. Okay, and we're going to watch just a little clip of this to introduce kind of our next little section in chapter 3.
Nós estamos introduzindo instrumentos de medição muito sensíveis e instalando em algo muito especial.
She's not kidding about special. This is the tallest structure in all South America. Rosa has tried to climb this tower twice before, but she's never made it to the top.
Da primeira vez, teve uma tempestade e daí eu tive de voltar. E da segunda vez, As minhas pernas não aguentam. Dessa vez, eu estou determinada a conseguir.
Now that's a pretty cool climb, but something else is rising too. If you could look inside the trees, you'd see water sucked up from the forest floor. When the water hits the top, the combination of sun and wind turns it into a mighty river, a flying river.
Com essa torre, agora, podemos medir a real dimensão desse rio voador. Se fosse um rio normal, esse seria o maior rio do planeta. Ainda maior que o rio Amazonas que está ali.
This river of cloud flows across South America, obscuring everything beneath it. Until it runs into a brick wall, 5,500 miles long and up to 4 miles high, the Andes. The clouds condense into raindrops, which then race down the slopes and flow directly back into the Amazon basin. Eroding the rock and turning it into sediment until all those nutrients are dumped into the ocean and a whole other world.
All right, so pretty cool graphic. And I'm a huge fan of One Strange Rock. If you ever want to check that out on Disney Plus, or maybe it's on Netflix too. I'm not too sure. But let's talk a little bit about the water cycle. So you saw the water actually getting up from the ground there, okay, and going into the trees, and then eventually coming out of the trees. This is part of the hydrologic or water cycle, okay? Then you notice that it condensed, right? Became clouds, and those clouds hit the mountains or evaporated, then it condensed into rain on top of those mountains, right? Okay, so some terms that maybe you know, okay, maybe you don't know, okay? If you've ever lived in Indiana in the summertime and had a drink outside, you probably have seen this happen, right? Okay, you got a cold drink outside. Okay, it's a hot day. What's going to happen on the outside of that? Yeah, it gets moist, right? Yeah, there's some condensation on there, right? Or if you ever like get up in the morning and you look at the grass and it's all wet and it didn't rain last night, right? Okay, there's some condensation, right? There's some dew. You got it, baby. Good job. Okay, so this water water continues to cycle throughout our atmosphere, right? So there is some rain. What's it called when it rains? I'm looking for a P word. Yeah, precipitation, right? Okay, and what's that term, like when it's really hot out and the water goes up? Yeah, that's evaporation, right? Now here's a new one for you, okay? Yeah, condensation, well, yeah, we just talked about that. You may have never heard of transpiration, okay? But transpiration is what you just saw. When water went from the roots of the plant, it was in the ground, okay, and it went through that tree. Okay, and it does that thanks to some properties called adhesion and cohesion. We'll talk about those a little bit later. I want to introduce one other new term, and that's called infiltration. If you're a video game player, you probably heard like, I'm going to infiltrate the building, right? That sort of thing, right? Okay, so yeah, everyone's like, yeah, get them. Okay, so what do you think infiltration means when we're talking about the water cycle? Water entering something for sure, not the plant, because that's what we think. Soil, right? So when it rains, okay, it goes in the ground. Okay, where do we get our water, our drink? If I turn on that tap right now, where does that water come from?
A well.
Okay, okay, it comes from a well, but what, or technically, well, it comes from the city that pulled it up out of a well, right? I'm glad you didn't say like the water tower, you know, that's something else. That's where the water is stored, helps create water pressure. It's also a place for the mermaids to live. You guys know. Aquamarine, you guys remember that movie back in the day? Okay, Aquamarine. I've never seen it, but every time I mention the water tower, that's where mermaids live, right, Peyton? Yeah, you got it. All right, now, we get ours from the groundwater. Does everyone in the world get their water from the ground? Okay, we get ours from what's called an aquifer, right? Okay, but some people get them from rivers. Some people get them from lakes. Some people get them from the ocean. Wells and groundwater are the same thing. Either A, you lived in the country, you had to drill your own well, okay, or you live in the city and they suck it up for you out of their own wells, okay, which is pretty cool. All right, I want you to go to Google Classroom and I want you to open a document that says for Wednesday. I also had scheduled an assignment. We may not, don't worry about that yet. Okay, we'll make that due, not today. Okay, we'll maybe make that due tomorrow. Okay, I forgot about our Wednesday schedule and I overestimated the amount of time that I want to do these things. 9:09, so pretty quick. All right, so we are going to do a little experiment tomorrow, okay? And you need to determine how to do this experiment. I'm only going to give you the tools, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it, okay? So infiltration is a process of water percolating into the soil and pores and hollows of permeable rocks. You'll be conducting an experiment on the infiltration rate of water. You'll need to test at least 2 sites. Each group will design their own experiment using the materials provided. I will not explain how you will measure infiltration. Each group will determine, what's that? Oh, my wife? Thanks. That's all right. Everybody, give it up for my lovely wife. Isn't she wonderful?
Sorry.
Isn't she wonderful?
Sorry to interrupt.
All right. So I'm going to show you your tools. Okay. One of them will be your phones because I'll need it to use the stopwatch or timer. Okay. Or the clock. The other 2 tools that you'll be getting, okay, are this can. Okay. This little can like this. And this water bottle, as well as a ruler. Where did my ruler go? It was just here a second ago. Okay, so you got a ruler, a water bottle, and a tin can. Here's the ruler we will be using. Okay, everybody, real quickly, put on your mask and let's go for just a quick little hike. But we got to make it quick. Got to make it quick.
We go to the Alton Village. actually have to admit. That's the only mountains I know. They're wet. Well, that's
Their mythology is. I mean, I never said it
mythology is
wasn't.
amazing.
All right, so listen. Hey, by the way, tomorrow I'll write myself a little note. I will bring some sacks. Hannah, remind me to bring some grocery sacks tomorrow for your feet, because it was a little dewy and we will be in that grass. So if you want to, okay, protect your feet, then we'll put some Walmart sacks on them. You can tie them up if you don't care, whatever. Okay. Now listen. Okay, how we're gonna do this is we are gonna get in groups. So I would ask that you get in groups of 2 or 3 people that would be like people you associate with, and we're gonna do this in 15 minutes, so it won't break that 15-minute rule, right? Okay, but we will do mass required. Again, you are gonna be measuring 2 sites, okay? Right? So you've got to think about this is your assignment for tonight. How do you think you're going to measure 2 separate sites that would give us a certain amount of data just using these tools, including your phone for like a stopwatch, right? Okay. What's my control? What's my independent variable? Okay. About how fast the water infiltrates the ground, right? Okay, so there's a little hint on the dependent variable. Okay, are you all with me on this? Okay, right, so tomorrow, I'll do a quick little introduction when we get here. Then we will head out and we will look at how we're going to do this experiment. Yes. Your partner are gonna have to decide that. Okay, absolutely. Okay. And then you're like, why is this metal can even here? Okay, by the way, I don't want this bent. There's a hint too. No bending the can. You've got to use this can. There's also maybe a little bit of a hint from past classes. If you look at the can. Zabadoo. Zabadoo. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
They're going crazy.
Go, well, maybe. All right. Everybody got what we're doing tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody kind of know who they would like to work with tomorrow? Okay, cool. Peace out, homies.
I'll go back and